Right. Bedhead Chronicle Day 12. I am trying out landscape mode this morning. We're 12 days in. I'm going to actually try to do the recording properly. Yesterday when I tried to upload this to YouTube, it kept going in sideways, and it wasn't the file. It was just trying to break my brain. This is one of the beautiful things about building a muscle of consistency is you learn so much that you wouldn't learn if you were just sleeping in instead. So I love process. I really do. I think it's where we do our best learning. You know, the marathon is so much more about all the mornings you get up in the foggy, cold rain and get your steps in. And so, you know, the day that you cross the finish line is just accumulation of all of that grit on the way. Even though I'm not into gritty hustle and striving and chasing, there's still going to be a lot you learn, even if you're trying to take it easy. So today I wanted to share a short message from the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. On November 30th, when I read this a few days ago, I was like, this feels really relevant to myself. So I'm curious what your thoughts are on this one. So Mark Nepo tells a story of some pilgrims who are on a pilgrimage to the Holy Land, and they need to cross a river, but they have no way to get across the swollen river, and they each have to give up something that's dear to them, one of their possessions, in order to build a raft. And of course, at first they're suspicious, and nobody wants to give up their what they hold most closely. And then a few of them decide to do that. They build this raft from it, and they get to the other side, and then they use the raft to cook their food, etc. And this is kind of his summary of that process. The wisdom carried in this ancient myth is that what we fear is most private mysteriously belongs to everyone. That is, once shared, the things we hold dear release a power that is healing. And that felt particularly relevant as I'm showing up here in this space that would normally be private. I don't know that I've had Bedhead in front of all that many people. now it could be just anybody. But also sharing deep thoughts, right? And sharing vulnerability, sharing in a raw way. Since I've started writing in 2025 at the beginning of the year, I've definitely shared some things that were pretty intimate and vulnerable, even figuring them out as I go. So, and I have found that in the sharing, there seems to be a healing power, both for myself and for the people that line up with it, right? It's not for everybody, and I'm not even doing this for I don't know what, to be seen, recognized. Yeah, I think there's so much power in showing up for whatever thing it is. For me, it's this, and certainly I can already see changes and growth just from, 12 days in? So, and also learning the technology as I go, because I'm being consistent, because I'm showing up every day, because I'm hitting those learning curves that could be so uncomfortable and frustrating. I'm not a huge technology. Is anybody a technology person? I mean, I think we all get frustrated when files don't do what they normally do. And that's the thing about computers. They just have a bad day sometimes, I think. So you got to turn it off and turn it back on, or delete the app and reinstall it, or whatever thing. So, all right. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and maybe that you get a chance to share something that is mysteriously, what did it say? Mysteriously private. I don't know. Is that a weird thing to wish? Well, let me know how it goes, and love to hear your thoughts on, is that just fluffy poetry, or do you think that has some real meaning in your life?